Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. CrawlinUK here with my gameplay video for Okami HD on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I had an issue recording this, so I have had to cut it up a bit and just show you the bits of my gameplay that are the best, really. There was a huge part at the beginning of the game also, which was about 10 to 15 minutes of story, so I thought I'd skip that out, so if anyone does play this, they can experience it for themselves. But first up, I just wanted to quickly show you through the options and controls menus. This is the first menu that comes up when I selected controls, because I was, at the time, using the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. I had a quick look over these here. But one thing I noticed was there was 4 of 5 pages. So flicking over to page 5, we can see the celestial brush options. One is touch, one is motion. So the touch is for the touch screen of the Nintendo Switch, and motion is for use with the Joy-Cons. I thought for this type of game, I think I wanted to use Joy-Cons. I had a quick look at the options for Joy-Cons. And tried to make a comparison with the Pro controller and saw that it's going to be more involving if I have brush movement rather than just using the analog controller to control the brush in the game. I couldn't actually see at this point how you would use the brush for Okami using the Pro controller, that is. Anyhow, I then went into the camera controls options and changed it to invert Y, because I always hated when you press up and down and it doesn't actually do it the right way, which I believe is you press down and it goes up, just like in an aeroplane. Having a quick look at the controller settings here, I put the motion, there's a celestial motion and fishing for Joy-Con R, because I'm right-handed. And I left these two options because I wasn't too sure about them. I could see the brush controls at the bottom, type A and type B, basically which button you press at the top. Do you press L or do you press R to start the painting? So I made these changes possible and went back to look at the rest of the options. Controller rumble was on. Sound settings is just mainly volumes for each of the elements. Filter, I wasn't too sure what it was, it just said normal or heavy, so I just left it as it is. And obviously the reset settings to original settings. So here we are in the game. I'd just seen a lot of story at the beginning. Like I said, there was about 10 to 15 minutes, and it still wasn't even over at this point here. Here I am speaking to Isun and some princess that had appeared. Looking at the wolf, his expression always looks like he's not interested in the conversation. He's just looking left and right. So I always found that kind of funny. But yeah, one of the early things I noticed about this game is there's so many different names to remember. There was a wolf in a story at the beginning that helped vanquish the bad guys, and then he died, and then this is a new wolf here that looks very much similar to the one in the legend, but they've both got different names. And there was also some villager hero who defeated the bad guys with the wolf. He's got a name. Obviously there's Isun here, who's like some sort of Navi from the Legend of Zelda series. That's one thing I always made a comparison with as well. If you remember Twilight Princess, you turned into the dog and you always had that thing riding on your back as you explored the land. That's just like this. You're a wolf and you've got this little thing exploring the land with you. So here I am finally able to control the wolf. Like I said, I forgot all the names already. But every minute Isun butts in and has to tell me something about something. I didn't get to play for a good length of time until I was a bit into the game. And as you can see, he's looking left and right. He doesn't care, he just wants to run about. He's a dog after all. He just wants to run over that bridge and jump in the water. Here we are. Oh no, I thought I was going to run over the bridge. I haven't run over the bridge. I decided to save. There we go. Yay. So, yeah, there's pots. There's pots, just like Zelda. You can break them, just like Zelda. Link in The Legend of Zelda loves breaking pots. And when you became a wolf in Twilight Princess, I'm sure we just had a whale of a time breaking all those pots. So this is just identical to me. But Twilight Princess was a good game. And this also seems to be like a very good game. It definitely has the art style going for it. That's one thing I'll give it. It looks a lot more mellow, and that's one thing I kind of wanted, because Twilight Princess to me always felt very dark. But enough of the comparisons here. Let's skip all these tutorial sections, show you a bit of the later gameplay that I came across. So here's a part you might find interesting. This was the first time that I had to do a bit of the celestial brushwork. I was told what to do, and all I had to do was just brush left and right to restore the bridge. And there it is, fixed, restored. And you can do that in many other places. A bit further on past this first tutorial section, this was the first area here where I could actually run about and have a bit of fun. I learned that my Okami, or my wolf, actually has this way of running and speeding up running as he keeps his pace going. But this area does look pretty beautiful. It was just lacking the enemies. I wanted to thwart them. I wanted to thwart many enemies, but there was none here. So that was a lot later on. I got up to the top of all these stairs, saw another section with loads of speaking before I actually saw some bad guys that I kill. Let me show you that right now. So here I am. I got into a battle with 3 enemies in this circular arena. I didn't know what they were or what their names were, and there was numbers popping up above their heads. I assumed that was for some sort of combo. Now I'm not sure why the gameplay took me away from where I was and put me in this kind of circular arena to fight them, rather than just fighting them in the same area I was in. When I defeat the enemies, they explode into a green fluff. It seems to show that these are darkness and restores the light of the area. Now when you complete the battle, it gives you these results, just like it's a separate battle screen altogether. And there we are. I've restored the point by the looks of things. But that was it. That was my gameplay for Okami on the Nintendo Switch. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Bye.